So I just finished writing a book of the same name, The Fire of the Heart, and I love this phrase, the fire of the heart, because for me it conveys the essence of what true spiritual life is all about. So by the heart, what do I mean? I mean the fundamental essence and ultimate reality that we all are. I obviously don't mean the physical heart. But interestingly enough, when somebody would call your name, right, say, hey Peter, hey Sandra, and then if you go, who, me? Where do we point? We point here. We don't point here. Who, me? Which is an interesting fact, because I think as Westerners, if we would try and locate our sense of I, well, where is it in the physical body, we would usually say, well, it's behind my eyes, in my brain somewhere. But actually the seat of consciousness is in the heart, and it's in the right side of the heart, where the heartbeat comes from. That's why instinctively we go, who, me? So the heart with a capital H that I'm speaking about, it's not the physical heart, but its seat, if you like, or its symbol in the human form is the heart. And the heart is also the middle place between the lower chakras, we could say. Right? What do they represent? Basically money, food and sex. Food, sex, will, personal will, money. Right? That's what the chakra here, the third one, represents. And then you have the higher chakras to do with communication, vision and spiritual realization. So a lot of spiritual seeking is often about people seeking this kind of higher and more subtle experience. So this is often called the path of ascent. So people get very fascinated by having extraordinary experiences of bliss, of light, of angels singing, all kinds of things. So you could say that's the path of ascent, as I was saying, into the upper chakras. Now the path of the heart, it's not about that. It's not about seeking for some kind of extraordinary or fantastic experience. You see, because seeking is always taking us away from where we already are. So all the true masters, as far as I'm aware, and I've studied quite a few, they're all pointing at this realization and recognition of the heart. This is also what Christ was pointing to when you see those pictures of the Sacred Heart. That's what it's symbolizing. So the heart is pointing to our always already available and free ground of being. So our true heart is always open, it's always shining, it's always ready to go. There's no particular experience we have to have. There's nowhere we need to get. There's nothing we need to attain to be able to contact and express our true being, our true heart. So you're all nodding, so that's good. But if you really take that on, if you have some recognition, like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So far, it makes sense. If that's really true, then that has big implications. Because that means in your essence, You're already free, you're already enlightened. There's nothing to wait for. There's nothing lacking. The circumstances of your life don't need to change. Right, so are we willing to accept that? You see? And that's where it gets a bit, maybe not, usually. So the meditation I was leading us into, I think you'll all appreciate, it's very, very simple. But it's in simplicity that true awakening is found. It's not discovered through a particular technique or trying to manipulate the body-mind. It's discovered through letting our experience, letting our mind, letting our emotional experience, just allowing that just to be. So we're not resisting, right? So resisting basically means I don't want this, I shouldn't be experiencing this. Right? And at the same time we're not wanting something else that isn't here now. So when we let go of wanting, right, and resistance, then we can fall into and discover this heart that I'm speaking about. And I love the word discover because it literally means descobrir, right? It's already there. It's not out there. It's not like we have to go on the voyage of discoveries, yeah, and go around the earth and go to India and all the exotic places to find it. It's actually discovering, it's already here.